What's going on, guys? JFC here. I went and used every single World Cup Stories card this weekend because I wanted to get a tier list out for you guys to figure out which of these cards are actually worth it, because many of them are actually quite expensive. And I'm going to start doing this with every single promo team because I want to help you guys out, like giving many play reviews without having to give a lot of like individual videos, if that makes sense. I'm going to start doing individual videos as well very soon, but I really like doing these because I can go in depth on many of these players and tell you guys which ones are like worth the cost, because many of these guys are expensive, right? So I actually played a weekend league with these guys, so like I pretty much used them in like the high tier stuff, right? I finished 17-3 this weekend. Funnily enough, I was 16-0 and I played the AI. How is that possible? I don't know. I literally played against the ultimate AI in a FUT Champs game. That's a whole other topic for another video. But anyway, so tiers, we have the GOAT tier. We got A-, which is just right below the GOAT tier. We've got the OK tier, OK/solid, you could say, and then straight up FOTA. So let's start with Al-Shari. I think is how you say it, Al-Shari. He's 10,500 coins in the market right now. He's hard to link, and I used him, and it didn't take me very long to figure out that this card is just straight up FOTA. Like, obviously, it's not the worst card I've ever used in my life, but it's just not going to be worth putting in your team unless you're trying to do like a Saudi Arabia team or something like that. Pretty much straight FOTA. Marco Asensio is next. This one's very interesting. Marco Asensio right now in the market is 209,000 coins. I use this card at left cam in a 4-2-2. You got some decent shooting stats, decent dribbling stats. Nothing is like too crazy with this card. Good long shots though, and a big boost in that pace. He's got controlled with all of his chem styles. 4-4 as well. And to me, Marco Asensio is probably going to be in like the back of the A- tier. I thought Marco Asensio was a very good player. I wouldn't say he was anything too jaw-dropping, but I think that he's probably worth right about that price. Like 200,000, 150,000 coins. Pretty solid card. I noticed I like his passing. The shooting felt pretty good, so yeah, I think Asensio is just above the solid tier, probably right in that back of the A- tier. Gareth Bale is next. Now, this card I was really excited to use because obviously it's been a while since you've had a good Gareth Bale card. This year, lengthy players are good. I know Bale's not lengthy, literally, but strength is like kind of important. That's kind of, I guess is a better way to say it. Like strength is kind of important this year, and Bale obviously has 85 strength, good physicals all around. His shooting is crazy good, passing really good, dribbling also 92 composure, 89 ball control, 88 agility. No real flaws with this card other than the 3-star weak foot. You add in the traits of outside foot shot, you've got flare trait, long shot taker, speed dribbler, chip shot, all that added in. This card is definitely going to be in the A- tier for me. I think above Marco Asensio. It was him as a left striker, and he was perfect for that role. I think he's a great striker in this game. Obviously, it's hard to link him. That's why Landon Donovan rose up a ton in price, because he's like one of the easy ways to link Gareth Bale in your team. I really did enjoy Gareth Bale. I think he's got great physical presence. He's a great left striker. I would recommend him. I think he's definitely worth the 100,000 coin price tag. Like I said, he's hard to link, but if you can link him in your team for 93k, it's hard to go wrong with somebody this good. I think a good chem style for him is probably just Hunter, because Hunter, where is it, is going to give him almost max pace, and his finishing goes to 97, shot power 99. I think Hunter chem style on the Gareth Bale is going to be the way to go. Bruno Fernandes is next. Now, Bruno, I used him as a right cam and as a right CDM for a couple of games. I kind of wanted to just see what he was like, right? He's got the high work rates. He's got decent defending stats, nothing too crazy, but his passing is great, his shooting is great, dribbling is really nice as well. I mean, it's not crazy good. He got the 95 reactions, which really boosts that, and the pace isn't really that great either. But when I use him as a DM, I think I slapped a shadow on him, and when I use him as a cam, I think I put a Hunter on him. And Bruno Fernandes, to me, honestly, kind of goes top and okay. I think Bruno Fernandes, especially for the price, like you added 465,000 coins, there's definitely some Manchester United tax here. I didn't think he was bad by any means, but I think you can definitely find better as like a cam for that price, simply because pace matters a lot now in this game. It's unfortunate as it is, but even with the Hunter, 85 sprint speed as an attacker, when pace is pretty important in the attack. I think pace isn't as important in like strictly as like a midfielder, but in the attack, I think pace is kind of important. I think Bruno Fernandes didn't really have a ton of that, and that's why I think Bruno Fernandes probably deserves to be in the top of okay. Edinson Cavani, this is a fun one. I really wanted to use Cavani. One of the reasons I wanted to make this video in the first place. I really want to try Cavani out. This card reminded me a lot of that Voler card. Obviously, not quite as good, but he's got the 4-star weak foot, 3-star skills, and his shooting and physicals kind of all looked very similar to Rudy Voler. Great jumping, great heading, good reactions and composure, finishing top tier, shot power pretty top tier as well. I think I slapped a Hunter on him, which gives him what? I mean, it gives him 98 sprint speed, so he's almost maxed. And with the Hunter, I do think Edinson Cavani was probably going to be in the back of A-. I could be a little bit biased because I just like using Cavani cards in FIFA. It's been a while since we've had a good one. 99 positioning on Edinson Cavani, I did notice a lot. So obviously, once again, very hard to link, right? It's only 31,000 coins because linking him is like nearly impossible. You need Uruguay players. So I used like Valverde because I packed him untradeable. He's only on like 2 chemistry, I think. But yeah, I think Cavani's back of A-. It's really tough between the front of OK and the back of A-. I'll put him here for now. We'll see if I want to change that later. But I do think Edinson Cavani was really good, honestly, at what he does best. Like, just the finishing, the in-the-box play, Cavani was pretty good. Dani Alves is next. Now, this card, I was very excited to use because having a juice Dani Alves card is always fun, right? But the problem is, linking him is not necessarily the easiest because he's just Brazil, right? I don't know why they have these links. They should have done something different with those links. But Dani Alves, 253,000 coins. This card looks crazy. Like, the passing is crazy. Pace is really good. The aggression is 99. Dribbling is really good. There's nothing wrong with this card in any way. And for me, Dani Alves just sneaks just almost into the GOAT tier. I think he's A-. And the reason being is because I just think the GOAT tier for right back specifically is like Kyle Walker and Hakimi. I think the physical stats just not quite being there makes him not quite GOAT tier in terms of a right back, but that's the thing. Other than that, his passing's fantastic. I did like his defending and noticed his interceptions was good, and his stand tackle was good. I just noticed that, you know, having that physicality at right back to me is just so nice and so important. But I think he's just not quite GOAT tier. Alphonso Davies is next. Davies is a card that's kind of, it's interesting because Alphonso Davies doesn't really have a position, right? He's kind of a left back. He's kind of a left wing. His defending isn't amazing. He's got 81 interceptions. So what I kind of just decided I would do is I just kind of leave his pace like this and then go and give him a Sentinel, which gives him 89 interceptions, up to strength to 82 and aggression to 88, and he's already, what is he, 6 foot? 6'1". Alphonso Davies, I can tell you right now, physical left backs for me are just the move this year. He's going to be the first one to go in the GOAT tier. It's very weird because when I first saw this Davies card, I was like, okay, well, what is he? Like, I don't really know what he is, right? Like, I wasn't really that hyped up for this card. But the thing is that when you give him that Sentinel, he gets great defending stats, and he's got like this nice physical effect in that left back spot, similar to like Theo Hernandez, right? And his pace, he still felt really fast, even though he didn't have max sprint speed. And the fact that he has nice shooting when I have attacking fullbacks in my team is also just like an added bonus. So Davies for me is the first card that goes into the GOAT tier. Simon Kjaer is next, and Kjaer, 16,000 coins. He actually wasn't the worst card ever, honestly. Reason being, I think, is because he has 88 sprint speed, so he's actually pretty fast with the Shadow. The Shadow, he's getting like almost max sprint speed. Defending stats are nice. 87 strength. He's 6'3". He's decent. And I noticed that he just felt like a fine center back. Like, he's not going to be a game winner for you. He's not going to be terrible for you. He goes right into these, like, the perfectly okay, solid center back. He's pretty much exactly in the middle of the okay to solid tier. I think you could do a lot worse for 16,000 coins. If you need Milan links, I don't hate using this card. I really don't hate it. Next is Majer, I think that's how you say his name. He's Croatian, so I don't think you pronounce it like with the huh. I think it's Maher. This card actually wasn't awful either. He feels nice on the ball, surprisingly, but that's kind of all he did. Like, he just kind of feels okay on the ball. Used him for like 2 games as a CDM. Didn't notice him too much in there. Feels fine in the ball, but other than that, just kind of, he's fine. Let's be honest, you're not going to use him. Adrian Rabiot, though. Rabiot is a card I was pretty excited to use because we don't really get good Rabiot cards in FIFA, honestly. And Rabiot, use him at CDM and a forward 222 as well. He's got pretty good stats. You know, dribbling is solid, and he's pretty tall, right? Was he 6'4"? I mean, that's really tall. Interception's nice. Good physicals, 86 strength there, 92 stamina. Shooting's all right for a DM or just like a center mid box to box that you'd use him as. Passing is very good. Rabiot was good. I think like he has no traits, and he just kind of feels like a solid player in there, but nothing too much more for me, in my opinion. I think for 88,000 coins, you can't go wrong. I think he's a fine for 88,000 coins. But he wasn't spectacular by any means. I think I'll put him top of like the okay tier, in front of Bruno maybe. Pretty solid box-to-box midfielder, but I wouldn't say he's anything mind-blowing. For 88,000 coins, probably exactly what he should be worth, right? He's got great links as well, so yeah, I think Adrian Rabiot fits right in there. Marcus Rashford is next. This card is probably the most expensive of the promo, I think, so other than Van Dijk. Marcus Rashford, I've always had trouble using Marcus Rashford cards in FIFA. I just, for whatever reason, he's never quite as good as like his card always seems to be. Face stat wise, this one's got pretty solid shooting, 86 finishing, solid passing, solid dribbling, solid physicals, and good pace, right? Nothing too mind-blowing with this card either, but he's got the 5-star skills, of course. He's 6'1", and for traits, he's got flair, long shot taker, speed dribbler. For me with this card, though, I think that this is probably one of the better Rashford cards I have used this year. I did like him a lot. I really did. I think he's in the A- tier, probably right in the middle in here, but probably right after Bale or before Bale, something like that. For his price, though, for me, he's not worth that. I think 935k in this market can get you so much. I think Marcus Rashford for that price, I would stay away from. This card goes to 500K. That's different, right? I think that I would like that price a lot more. But you add like, it's the physicals plus the skills is kind of like a thing that I really like in FIFA. That's where he shines, right? He's got good dribbling mixed with good physical, is rare, and it's a good combo. So Marcus Rashford, for me, not worth that price, but he's really good. I did think he was very good. Richarlison is next. Now, Richarlison, somebody I've been waiting to talk about because I loved this card. He's 527,000 coins on the market. I could tell going into it, I was like, I think I'm going to like this card. 91 aggression, 83 strength. The physicals are outstanding. The finishing, 89 finishing, 90 shot power, plus the 5-star weak foot and the 4-star skills is just such a good combo. 87 composure. And yeah, I think I slapped a Hunter on him, and Richarlison with a Hunter is basically max acceleration, 94 sprint speed, nearly max finishing. And Richarlison, for me, considering his physicals, considering his 5-star weak foot, is GOAT tier. I think he was fantastic. I really do. I think this card is really, really good. One thing I will say is he doesn't quite feel maybe as smooth as you would think. 85 agility, 78 balance isn't like the best thing ever. Reason I'm putting him in GOAT tier though, for sure, is the combination of 5-star weak foot plus good physicals for me this year is just such an incredible combination that I think Richarlison is my favorite attacker in this promo team. I think he's better than Rashford. I think he's better than Bale, better than Sensio, better than Cavani. So if you're struggling with that Richarlison, put a dribbling card on him and maybe see if you enjoy him more after that. Leroy Sané is next, 189,000 coins for this Leroy Sané card. They upped his weak foot to 3 stars, so that makes him somewhat usable. Passing is pretty good, shooting pretty good, dribbling looks really good. Physicals are meh. And sprint speed and acceleration are very good. For me, Leroy Sané, right away, I'll tell you right now before we get into it too much, it's just going to be in the okay tier for me. This card was just fine. I think the weak foot and no traits is a big problem with this card. He feels good though. I will admit, like Sané dribbling feels really, really nice. So that is a big plus. But just 3-star weak foot, this game is just getting so much harder to use. Plus the fact that he doesn't really have great physical stats. Even though he's 6 foot, use him as a left cam in the 4-2-2, and just was fine. To me, he was just fine. For this price, 185,000, I don't know about that. There's not too many great Bundesliga attackers, so maybe that's kind of why he's got this added tax on. He might be a card that you really like, but for me, he was just okay. Next is Virgil van Dijk, and I'll tell you right now, spoiler alert, I've not even used this card. I did not want to pay 1.4 million for him. And you know why? Because I don't need to tell you what tier he's going in. He's going in the GOAT tier. The gold Virgil van Dijk is already like the best center back in the game. So this card with, what are the pluses on the stats? Plus 2 pace, plus 1 defending, plus 2 physical, plus 2 passing is just, he's the GOAT tier. I mean, he's the GOAT of the GOAT for center backs this year. Absolutely insane card. Is he worth the price? I don't. Honestly, just get his gold card. His gold card is not going to be that much worse than this card is for, what's the price difference? It's just a measly 1.3 million coin difference. So, you know, don't worry about this card. I know it's a dynamic image and stuff, and he's yelling. So just, you know, yelling tax is like 800K. But just get his gold card, and this card is just immense. It's insane how good he is. Timothy Weah, I did not do, so I can't put him anywhere. My guess is he'd be in the Fauda tier, but you'd have to let me know what you guys think of him. Axel Witsel, last but not least. Axel Witsel coming in and pretty much discard, 11,000 coins. This card actually I thought might have been better than what he was, to be honest. Because Witsel's, what is he, 6'1"? His physicals aren't actually that amazing. You'd think Witsel would have like 90 strength and 90 aggression. Instead, it's 84 and 78, so it's kind of like, meh. Defending is obviously very good. Passing is very good too. But to me, Witsel's probably just going to be Fauda. Even though you'd think he'd probably like pretty decent. Like he's not the worst card I've ever used, like I was saying earlier. I just was like, Witsel in the midfield just like didn't do anything for me. He just didn't do anything for me to compete at like any somewhat of a high level. And I wish that wasn't a thing where I just said like, oh yeah, if you want to compete at a high level, you can't use these cards. Because I want to use every card in the game. And I don't want to have to sweat and have to use meta cards constantly. But EA forced your hand because there's no game mode to play to take any of these fodder cards into that you might have fun with. So you could thank EA for that. These new ones that just got added, Nagatomo, where is he? Giroud, and Laporte, I have not used. Nagatomo looks like he actually might be pretty good. 88 pace. Problem is just you just can't link this card at all. Like in Japan, you'd have to use like Nakata pretty much to link him. I mean, I don't even know how you'd link that card. Laporte's probably going to be pretty decent, and Giroud. I'm very curious to see what this Olivier Giroud card is like because this card looks crazy. 4-star, 4-star. They gave him crazy physicals. They gave him crazy shooting. He does get lengthy as well. I mean, this card looks crazy good. But the Hunter, he has lengthy. So I'd be very curious to see what this card is like. If you've used Laporte, Giroud, Nagatomo, let me know what tier you guys would put them in. This is my tier list. Van Dijk, Davies, Richarlison in the GOAT tier. A- of Dani Alves, Rashford, Bale, Asensio, Cavani. Okay, being Rabiot, Bruno, Sané, and Kjaer. Foda, Witsel, Majer, Al-Shari, and Weah. Do you guys disagree? Do you guys agree? This is just my opinion, of course. Let me know if you guys would change anything drastically around in the comments down below. I love you all. See you guys next video very, very soon. Peace.